Welcome LearningTab community. Today we're diving into the transformative book Managing Oneself by the influential Peter Drucker. This isn't just any book, it's a roadmap to personal development, a guide to understanding oneself better and mastering the art of self-management. The man behind this masterpiece, Peter Drucker, is a titan in the field of management philosophy. His revolutionary ideas have shaped the way we think about work, leadership, and personal growth. Born in Vienna, Austria, Drucker's career spanned over 6 decades, during which he authored numerous books and articles, each brimming with insights that are just as relevant today as they were when first published. Managing Oneself is no exception. It's a rich source of wisdom, a manual for the modern professional, and a beacon for anyone seeking to navigate the complexities of personal and professional life. Get ready to explore the powerful lessons and strategies that can help you take control of your personal and professional life. First up, we delve into the critical importance of self-awareness. It's like a compass guiding us through the vast sea of life's challenges and opportunities. Peter Drucker, in his insightful work Managing Oneself, underscores this concept with great emphasis. Self-awareness, as Drucker explains, is the understanding of one's strengths and weaknesses. It's about knowing what you're good at and what areas need improvement. But it's more than just introspection. It's about being honest with yourself, acknowledging your limitations, and recognizing your potential. It's about identifying what truly drives you and what leaves you feeling drained or unfulfilled. Drucker posits that this profound understanding of oneself forms the foundation of all decisions and actions. When we know who we are, we can align our actions with our strengths and passions. We can avoid wasting time on ventures that don't align with our core competencies. This way, we're not only more productive, but also more fulfilled in our endeavors. The beauty of self-awareness lies in its transformative power. It allows us to turn our weaknesses into opportunities for growth. It's not about eliminating weaknesses, but rather understanding them to manage their impact on our lives. By acknowledging our weaknesses, we can strategize to compensate for them and prevent them from becoming barriers to our success. Drucker also highlights how self-awareness contributes to effective decision-making. When we're aware of our strengths and weaknesses, we can make informed decisions that play to our strengths. It's like being the master of your ship, knowing exactly when to sail with the wind and when to steer against it. Self-awareness also helps us understand our values, our working styles, and how we relate to others. It helps us collaborate more effectively, taking into account our team's diverse strengths and weaknesses. This in turn leads to more efficient and harmonious work environments. As we learn from Drucker, understanding ourselves is the first step towards managing ourselves effectively. It's the cornerstone of personal and professional success, a key that unlocks the door to self-mastery. So, let's embark on this journey of self-discovery, armed with the insights from managing oneself and the power of self-awareness. Now, let's turn our attention to one of Drucker's key principles, focusing on strengths. Peter Drucker, in his seminal work Managing Oneself, posits a compelling argument in favor of leveraging strengths. He suggests that we often expend too much energy trying to rectify our weaknesses when we should instead concentrate on illuminating our strengths. This is a paradigm shift for many of us, conditioned as we are to focus on our shortcomings. Drucker explains that it's not about ignoring our weaknesses, but rather about understanding where our true potential lies. By identifying and honing our strengths, we can channel our efforts more effectively and make significant strides in our personal and professional lives. Consider this anecdote from the book. Drucker recounts the story of a concert pianist who, despite being an extraordinary performer, struggled with teaching. Instead of trying to improve her teaching skills, she decided to focus on her strength, performing. She concluded that her time and energy were better spent honing her performance skills, and this decision propelled her to the pinnacle of her career. Drucker's principle here is clear. We should invest our time and energy in areas where we excel. It's about understanding our own strengths, accepting them, and then leveraging them to our advantage. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves rather than trying to become something we're not. This concept applies universally, whether you're a student trying to choose a major, a professional considering a career change, or an entrepreneur deciding where to focus your business efforts. Identifying and leveraging your strengths can open doors to opportunities you may not have considered. So, how can we apply this principle in our lives? It starts with self-awareness. Understand your strengths and your weaknesses. Then, choose to focus on your strengths. Build on them, refine them, and use them as your unique selling point. And when you face a setback, instead of dwelling on your weaknesses, ask yourself, how can I use my strengths to overcome this? Remember, it's about capitalizing on what we do best and making our strengths even stronger. Scene script. Next, we delve into the significance of aligning our personal values with our career choices. In the grand scheme of life, our work is not simply a means to an end. It is an expression of who we are, what we stand for, and what we believe in. When we align our personal values with our professional endeavors, we create a synergy that fuels both our success and fulfillment. Peter Drucker emphasizes this essential alignment in Managing Oneself. He posits that understanding our core values is as important as recognizing our strengths. Our values serve as our moral compass, guiding our decisions and actions. So, how do we identify our core values? Drucker suggests introspection and self-questioning. What matters to us the most? What principles are we unwilling to compromise on? What brings us joy, satisfaction, and a sense of purpose? The answers to these questions can help us identify our core values. Once we've identified our core values, the next step is prioritizing them. Drucker argues that we cannot give equal importance to all our values. We must rank them based on their significance to us. This process of prioritization helps us make decisions that align with our highest values, even when faced with difficult choices or conflicts. But Drucker's insights don't stop there. He also underscores the need for consistency between our values and our actions. This is where the real challenge lies. It's not enough to merely identify and prioritize our values. We must consistently act in ways that reflect these values. It's this consistency that breeds authenticity, credibility, and integrity. Drucker's wisdom reminds us that when we align our career choices with our personal values, we create a fulfilling and meaningful professional life. Not only do we excel in our work, but we also find a deep sense of satisfaction and purpose. This is the power of alignment. When our work aligns with our values, we can truly excel and find fulfillment. Now let's discover Drucker's insights on the art of time management. You see, time is the one resource that we all have in common. Regardless of our circumstances, we each have exactly 24 hours in a day. But how we utilize those hours can make all the difference. In Managing Oneself, Drucker underscores the importance of effective time management. He asserts that time, unlike money or physical resources, cannot be saved or stored for future use. Once an hour has passed, it is gone forever. Therefore, the key to productivity lies not in trying to do more, but in optimizing the use of the time we have. Drucker suggests starting with a time log, documenting how we spend our time for a few weeks. This practice often leads to surprising revelations about where our time really goes. By identifying and eliminating time-wasting activities, we can free up hours for more meaningful and productive work. But Drucker doesn't stop there. He emphasizes the need for prioritization. We must distinguish between the urgent and the important and ensure that the truly important tasks are not sidelined by the urgency of unimportant ones. His advice? Focus on one task at a time. Multitasking, he argues, often leads to diminished quality of work and increased stress. Instead, concentrate on one task, complete it to the best of your ability before moving on to the next. In terms of productivity, Drucker advocates for working in large blocks of time, dedicated to a single task or project. This approach, he believes, allows for deeper focus and ultimately leads to greater productivity. Finally, Drucker encourages us to respect our own rhythms. Some of us are morning people, others night owls. By aligning our most important work with our most productive times, we can enhance our effectiveness and satisfaction. As Drucker teaches us, effective time management is a cornerstone of personal effectiveness. Scene script. Continuing on, let's explore the importance of continuous learning and feedback. Imagine life as a never-ending university, where every day presents an opportunity to learn something new. This is the essence of continuous learning, a concept that Peter Drucker holds in high regard in managing oneself. According to Drucker, we should strive to expand our knowledge and skills throughout our lifetime, and not just in the early stages of our career or education. So, what does this look like in practice? It could be as simple as reading a new book every month or enrolling in an online course to learn a new skill. It might mean seeking out mentors who can share their wisdom and experiences, or attending seminars and workshops in your field of interest. The key is to remain curious and open-minded, always ready to absorb new information and ideas. But continuous learning isn't just about individual growth, it's also about contributing to the collective knowledge and growth of your team, your organization, or your community. By sharing what you've learned, you can help others to grow and learn too, creating a culture of continuous improvement. Now, let's turn to feedback. Drucker firmly believed in the power of feedback as a tool for personal development. He argued that we should actively seek out feedback, both positive and negative, as it helps us understand our strengths and weaknesses. But it's not enough to just receive feedback. We must also be willing to act on it, to adapt and change based on what we've learned. Remember, feedback isn't about criticism, it's about learning and growth. When we embrace feedback, we create opportunities for improvement and innovation. We become better at what we do, and we become better versions of ourselves. So, how can we incorporate continuous learning and feedback into our lives? Start by setting aside time each week for learning. Seek out opportunities to gain new knowledge or skills. And don't forget to ask for feedback from your colleagues, your mentors, or anyone else who can provide valuable insights. Stay open, keep learning, and embrace feedback. That's the Drucker way. Finally, we delve into Drucker's thoughts on long-term planning. This, my friends, is where the rubber meets the road. It's where our personal effectiveness takes a leap from being a mere idea into a concrete reality. Drucker believed in the power of future-focused thinking, of having a destination in mind, and of working relentlessly towards it. But how does one plan for the long term in an ever-changing world? It's like trying to hit a moving target, isn't it? Well, Drucker had some insights on this too. He advised us to develop a clear vision of where we want to go, but to remain flexible in how we get there. It's about knowing your end goal, but being open to different routes that may lead you there. Now, this doesn't mean that we just go with the flow and hope for the best. No, it's about strategic adaptability. It's about having the foresight to anticipate changes, the agility to adapt when they occur, and the resilience to keep moving forward no matter what. Drucker also emphasized the importance of patience in long-term planning. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your personal effectiveness. It's a process, a journey that requires time, commitment, and consistent effort. He encouraged us to set realistic expectations, to celebrate small wins along the way, and to view setbacks not as failures, but as learning opportunities. Let's remember that long-term planning isn't about predicting the future. It's about preparing for it. It's about equipping ourselves with the right mindset, skills, and strategies to navigate whatever comes our way. It's about turning our dreams into plans and our plans into actions. As we learn from Drucker, planning for the long term is about more than just setting goals. It's about preparing for the future. As we wrap up our exploration of managing oneself, let's recap the key takeaways. Peter Drucker, with his profound wisdom, has taught us the importance of self-awareness, leveraging our strengths, aligning our values, mastering time management, embracing continuous learning, and planning for the long term. These principles are not just theories, they are practical tools we can use to navigate our personal and professional lives more effectively. Imagine the transformation that awaits when we apply these insights. We'll not only understand ourselves better, but also be able to make decisions that align with our strengths and values. We will manage our time more effectively, become lifelong learners, and plan with a future-focused mindset. Thank you for joining us on this journey through managing oneself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, keep learning and growing.